guys, and welcome to Harmonies from Home. I'm Annabelle, and we'll be learning and listening to short excerpts of important oboe repertoire. If you haven't already checked out one of our other videos, make sure to do that, and definitely watch our Elements of an Oboe video to learn some basics of the actual instrument before jumping into this video. We'll be looking at a variety of pieces, including pieces for solo oboe and concertos. I'm really excited to share it and talk about these wonderful pieces, so let's start off with our first piece. The first piece we will look at today is Mozart's Oboe Concerto in C major. After he composed his concerto for oboe in 1777, he arranged this piece for flute as well. Not only is his piece expressive, but he composed it with a natural, captivating melody. Here's a little bit of the first movement. It's such an energetic and joyful piece. The second piece is Vaughan Williams' Oboe Concerto in A minor. It has 3 movements, and it starts and ends with the same elegant theme. The melodic line that starts this piece flows so nicely to convey a calming and pastoral aura, and later transitions into a more lively section that captivates the audience. I've worked on this piece recently, and it's absolutely beautiful. Here are the opening lines of the concerto. It is definitely one of my favorite concertos I've played. The next piece is as mesmerizing as the Vaughan Williams, and it's the Strauss Oboe Concerto in D major. As he shifts from D major and B flat major, he is said to have written this piece in the perspective of someone who lived through the changes of the 19th and 20th centuries. This piece begins with small melodic lines, and the rest of it builds around that. Strauss incorporates 3 main thematic elements, one being a repetition of short, 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 long. And as you may know, this echoes the fade motif that opens Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Let's take a listen. That is one of the harder concertos, but it's such a beautiful piece. Tommaso Albinoni is an Italian composer and composed 12 concertos, one being the Oboe Concerto in D minor from his Opus 9 collection. Albinoni was one of the first Italian composers to write for the oboe, and his experience with writing opera greatly affected how he treated the oboe in concertos. This piece is known for its slow adagio movement, and is perhaps the most well-known piece of his after the adagio in G minor. Its lyrical lines are really soothing, and you can hear his incorporations of Italian styles. Here's a small excerpt. This piece is such a cultivated and expressive piece that makes you imagine that you're actually in Italy. Another well-known concerto is Alessandro Marcello's Oboe Concerto in D minor. This concerto was printed in C minor and eventually was republished back to D minor in the 20th century. Box ornamentations have been used since the late 20th century because they were less suitable to be performed by an early 18th century oboe. This thought-provoking piece is truly divine, and personally, my favorite movement is the second movement because of its touching rendition. Here are small bits of the first and second movements. It's definitely a breathtaking piece. Now let's transition into solo oboe repertoire. Our first one will be the 6 Metamorphoses after Ovid by Benjamin Britten. Each metamorphosis is based on a character from Roman mythology, most of them describing a change. I made a performance video of the last Metamorphoses, so I would encourage you to check that out too. The 6 characters are Pan, Phaedon, Niobe, Bacchus, Narcissus, and Arethusa, all of which are completely different from each other and portray a wide range of emotions. Here are snippets of the piece. Our last piece we will look at today is the Saint-Saëns Oboe Sonata, which is actually the first of 3 sonatas he composed for wind instruments. Unlike the traditional fast, slow, fast pattern of movement tempos, the tempos of each movement successively increase. With the pastoral opening, the piece ends with lively and brilliant passages in the 3rd movement. Let's take a listen. The few compositions I've shared today showcase how the oboe is capable of playing powerful but also delicate pieces. If any of these caught you by interest, you can listen to the whole piece on YouTube. I know all of these pieces moved me into loving classical music even more. Anyways, thank you for watching this video on some important oboe repertoire. Make sure to subscribe to Harmonies from Home and follow our Instagram to watch more of our videos. I hope you have a great day and stay safe.